everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
So I'm quite excited about our topic today. I am always, but today we're talking about different home exercise programs software, and we're specifically going to be looking at Equicantis, which has just been launched, and that's really exciting. So Laura is the brainchild behind Equicantis, and she's going to tell us about it. But we're also going to just generally discuss the software, why we should be using it, why we shouldn't be using it, all those kinds of things. So if you're joining us live, welcome. Thanks so much. Let me know where you're from. Let us know if you're using exercise software, and let us know if you're interested in using exercise software. So while we wait for people to come online with us, you guys know I do this every week. But Laura, I am going to ask you a question. I would like to know, what is the research article that you quote most often, or that's made the biggest impact in your practice or your way of thinking?
Okay, well, I thought I should probably make it exercise related, considering that is what we are talking about today. I mean, in my opinion, some of the best research papers have been done by Hilary Clayton, of course. So one of my favourite ones that she did was, in a nutshell, it was to do with carrot stretches, really. But I'm going to read the actual title because there's no way I'd actually remember it all off by heart. It was the evaluation of intersegmental vertebral motion during performance of dynamic exercises in cervical bending in horses. Basically, she was looking at carrot stretches and which carrot stretches have the most opening up of the vertebrae. So it was really I really like that article because it gives you a bit more purpose as to why you're doing which carrot stretches for which specific area of the body. So it was found that the carrot to the hip and the carrot to the tarsus are the ones that actually open up the vertebrae the most. Specifically at C6, but then through the whole, most of the thoracic vertebrae was, but T6 all the way down to S1. So that really key area, particularly in those last few thoracic vertebrae and into the lumbar, the carrot to the hip and the carrot to the tarsus are your key stretches to be doing. So that's just a good bit of evidence to back up what we all already know, really.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorites as well. And just to kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent before we start with our topic, but I love that. Like recently on social media, we've been talking a little bit about how they're not actually stretches, but dynamic mobilization exercises. Yeah. And it's more about the mobilization and the exercise aspect than it is about stretching most of the time. Sometimes we do use them as a pure stretch, but generally we're using it as an exercise or a mobilization. So it's quite exciting. But I think, we all know it as a carrot stretch, and I don't think that's wrong. It's just like something for us to think about. So yeah. The reason we ask this question, guys, the reason why we chat about research every week that we come live is because of our Vet Rehab Summit this year. So our theme is Research Meets Reality. We are talking about evidence-based practice, and just what better research article to think about when we're thinking about evidence-based practice than our dynamic mobilization exercises, because it's something we use every day. It's something that has a lot of evidence behind it. It just perfectly falls into that bracket. So if you are passionate about evidence-based practice like we are, join us on the 13th of November at the Vet Rehab Summit. You can find more information anywhere on our page, or just send me a message and I will send you more info. Okay, but back to our topic. We're talking about the software that we can use when we are prescribing exercises to our owners, and ways that we can make it easier, more professional, make our lives easier, save some time. So guys, hi to everyone who's joining us. I see Erica's here and Lisa Beals. Good morning from Indianapolis. Did I say that right? Welcome. Thank you guys so much. Let us know where you are. We have quite a few people live. That's amazing. So Laura, please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do. And yes, go for it.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, I'm Laura Clinton. So in terms of treating animals, I'm an equine sports massage and musculoskeletal therapist. So I've been treating for 12 years now, I think. So I'm based in the UK. So I'm in North Wales, right on the Wales-England border. So I treat all sorts of different horses, I think like most of us do, really. It's quite a wide breadth of animals, isn't it? So I do that only part-time now because I've got 2 little boys. So I treat the horses part-time. And then my husband, as we will find out, runs a company called Titan Web Tech. So obviously I've been spending quite a bit of time as well building Equicantis. So my time has been split in a few different directions.
That's so exciting. So what exactly is Equicantis and why did you create it?
Okay, so Equicantis is a web application for home exercise prescription. So it was born really out of my own frustrations, to be honest. And I'm sure many of you will be able to relate to this. But you'd go out and treat horses. I mean, Equicantis is for equines and canine exercise prescription. I've had somebody, the wonderful Jessica Jones, has helped me on the canine side. She's a veterinary physiotherapist, so she's done the canine side for me. But I would go out to treat horses and you'd get to the end of your treatments. And I mean, I've historically been quite old school, very pen and paper. So I would demonstrate the exercises. I would handwrite out these lengthy descriptions of how to do them and when to do them, all your sets and reps. Then off I go. And you come back for your follow-up appointment and a number of things seem to happen. It's either that they've lost that piece of paper that you have written things on. I mean, that's happened a lot. Or you watch them do the exercises and they're just not quite right. And, you know, we're only humans. I feel if they've only been shown how to do an exercise once, you know, you can't always be expected to be able to do it with, you know, the right level of accuracy every single time. So then if they're getting the exercise a little bit wrong and they're repeating that over and over again, you're just banging your head against a brick wall. So, you know, we all know how important the exercise prescription is after you've treated. So you'll end up with owners that are perhaps getting frustrated because maybe improvements aren't happening with their animals as quickly as they would like them to. I mean, obviously, there's many factors that can be involved in that. But if the exercises aren't being done properly and as regularly as they are, well, it is going to have a detrimental impact. And at the end of the day, if, you know, our main job is the welfare of the animal, we want to get that animal back to health as quickly as we can do within their own parameters. Then, you know, it's our responsibility to make sure that these exercises are being performed correctly. So that is basically just what made me think one day, and there needs to be a better way to do this. And I'd had a play around with, you know, doing my own bits and pieces at home, taking my own photographs and sending them over on email and videos. But it was time consuming. It was scrappy. It just wasn't working. So that's where Equicantis came from.
I mean, that's amazing because so many of us share that frustration. I'd love to invite you guys, if you're listening, if you're watching, join the conversation. What are your frustrations? Have you run into these same things that Laura is describing? I certainly have. And I've thought about so many ways to kind of solve the problem, not creating a whole software. That's a whole nother ballgame. But certainly prescribing to an existing software is always something that's in the back of your mind. If there's something available, right? There are a few available on the canine side. I'm not sure what's available on the equine side. If you guys know, let us know, because it's always good to kind of have options, right? And to look at and compare different platforms. So one of the things in our groups, we've had this discussion as well, and the question has come up, like, how can I share videos effectively with my owners? And having a YouTube channel is a great way to do that. You can have a description, you save all the links, and you can share them quite easily. But it can also be, it takes time to create that and to put that all together. It's not super professional. It's just kind of, it depends how much effort you've put into it. So it's quite exciting to have a platform that's beautiful, it's professional, it's clean. So if you guys are interested, actually, Laura is going to be giving away one subscription for 2 months for free to Equicantis at the end of this live. So if you're interested, put up your hand, let me know that you're interested, and what is your favorite exercise to prescribe to owners? If you can answer that question and you just let us know, I want that subscription, then you could stand a chance to win this at the end of the live. So let us know. So Laura, what would you say are the advantages of using a software? Like, what are you gaining from doing that?
Oh gosh, I think numerous things, and I know it's easy for me to say that, but I think everything that it solves the problems that we were just speaking about. With owners not carrying out exercises as accurately and perhaps as frequently. So I think, for most and foremost, really, it helps with the horse's rehabilitation, whether it's rehabilitation or it's more of a maintenance or increasing performance. Your owners have got clear photos, videos, they can keep referring back to them. Those exercises are going to be of a far better quality than they were before. So that's just a win in my book. It's just, for me, it gives you that professional element as well. If and I'm we're all professionals, but going back to my circumstance when I'm handing out scratty bits of handwritten paper, that's not quite as professional as being able to email over a nice, pretty, professional looking exercise plan. And that's an exercise plan, you can share that with other professionals as well. If you want to be sending that to other paraprofessionals, sharing it with your vets and things, you've got something there that's going to make you look pretty good.
Those are huge. Those are huge. Being like, having a professional appearance is so important, and it creates, to me, it also creates a talk trigger, right? It's a great thing for owners to show off and share. I've recently had one that I started creating just a PDF sort of layout, right? I just changed my layout of how I shared it. And she said to me, oh, I gave that to the trainer, and I gave it to this person, and I gave it to that person, and they all loved it. And I was like, whoa, okay. I couldn't have asked for better than that. And I mean, that was just a simple thing. So I'm quite excited. We have some hands up here. So let's see. So Sarah Smith says, interested. Rhythmic stabilization, yes, huge thumbs up. With dynamic mobilization, carrot stretches, absolutely, I love that. Krista Porter, interested in the 2-month subscription. Pause up. Love it. Whispering Equine Bodyworks. Oh, I love your Monday motivations. Just had to throw that in there. I love to leave belly lifts and carrot activations or stretches for almost all my clients. Yes, I struggle with belly lifts. I find them, like, more often than not, I don't end up using them. So I'm glad they work for you. All right, cool. And Amanda Perryman says, I never catch a live. Amanda, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Hello from Essex. Hi, this sounds great. Thank you.
Yes, I love Wales.
So I'm still a student, but keen to learn as much from you guys to make my treatments, once I qualify, and their homework more likely to be undertaken and understood. Like that's the challenge we all face, right? Is to have that compliance from our owners to work with us going forward. Like our treatments, I don't know, our treatment is only as good as the continuing work that the owner does afterwards. Like its success or failure hinges on the owner. There's only so much we can do, right? So there are so many ways that you can do it, and this is just one of them. So it's really exciting. Good luck with your studies. I'm not going to try and say your name, but I do that with PDF and people love it. I love that. And it's quite simple to have a PDF template. Someone can set that up for you. And then you can have some descriptions and things saved and just like copy and paste and personalize it. So it can also make it a bit easier if that's what you would like to do. So well done.
Oh, I was just going to say on the PDF notes, actually, if I've created 2 PDFs, Equicantis top 5 equine exercises and top 5 canine exercises. So I've got a group on Facebook. If you just put the Equicantis network in, and there's 2 free PDFs you can download there. So they're things that you can download, print off, and give to your clients.
Awesome. Thank you. That's cool. Okay, so some even more. Let's go. So for others, it's caudal tail shift. Sometimes it's a lateral tail shift to build stifle strength. I love that. My horse, I do that with my horse all the time. So many to leave. Love leaving homework for clients. Super interested. Awesome. Some clients just love it as well, right? Some clients are just like, they just love that homework and they just, oh, those are the best. I love those owners. Yeah. Okay, then Lisa, I'd be interested in the 2-month subscription. I like cookie stretches, sidestepping on donuts, and therapy balls. So definitely a canine therapist. Awesome, Lisa. Sarah, very excited for this, just qualified with the University of Nottingham. Congratulations, Sarah, and welcome to the world of vet rehab. It is the best profession you could be in. So yeah, very excited for you. Lisa Broad, I'm in Cheshire, just over the border.
Hi.
Equicantis is like a great tool. I almost always leave carrot stretches and often walk pole exercises. Great. Pole work is also so valuable. And one more, Jennifer Lockett. I always find clients like to do the pin pushes and belly lifts, but I don't find they are making a difference. So we'd love to find a quicker alternative to activate that core if they don't necessarily have time for an activity session that activates the core. That's really interesting. So would you like to, Laura, would you like to take that and give Jennifer some advice on what else she could do there?
Yeah, I mean, you don't find that the belly lifts are making a difference. Oh, I'm not sure there's anything quicker, to be honest, than a quick belly lift. I think a lot of it is down to repetition as well, though. Like, just one belly lift a day isn't going to make very much difference. You need to be doing belly lifts, carrots between the knees, lots of carrot stretches. Well, the dynamic mobilizations is definitely the better way to put it. For core engagement, you're not going to get any exercises quicker than those to do. But I think it is down to repetition. These things don't happen quickly. It doesn't happen overnight. You've just got to be dedicated and make sure your owner's dedicated to putting in the time, because those exercises are definitely quicker than having to do pole work and things like that. If they're stuck on time,
yeah,
I can't think
so
of anything.
I could add to that, because like belly lifts are not my favorite thing. My horse doesn't like them. I just don't find that they work well for me. I don't know, probably doing something wrong. But I like to use rhythmic stabilization. That's also a way to activate the stabilizers. And you can do that from the wither or from the tail. So you can, target one or the other. And then I also use, if I want a little bit more of a core or stability challenge, I'll use instability pads. So whatever you have, like similar to Surefoot pads, that can help. And then in exercise, so like just adding some exercises into their work program, but postural correction work, if she's riding or working with her horse, some of that should be spent on, are you stepping under with the inside hind? Are you walking from behind? Is your head in a nice, forward down lateral bend? Where are the blockages in the body? So really focusing on posturally correct work during work will also make a difference there. And just add pole work into the normal work routine or stable routine. Have them coming into and out of the paddock, have some obstacles and poles and things. So that can help. Jennifer, let me know if that helps. And Sarah says add some work on a slope, backing up, for example. That's also a really easy way to get that. So I like that. So let's who wants to look at Equicantis? Like, do you guys want a sneak peek of what it looks like? Because that's going to be cool.
I hope so.
Okay, so let's have a look. So Laura, will you please take us through the platform and what it looks like?
Okay, so this is the main dashboard. So once you have subscribed, this is the dashboard that you will see here. So we've really tried to make this, time saving, because, that ultimately, if this is something that is going to take up too much time, if it's more time consuming than what you're already doing, then something isn't working right. And as we go through this, I will always say that feedback is going to be so important to us. This is a new platform, so anybody that is trying it, and it's the reason I've set up the Equicantis Network Facebook group, is so people can give me that feedback. And if there are things that they think that we can change or make work a bit better, then we will certainly look into it. So your main dashboard, so you can do quick searches here for a name or for an animal. And just these are all sort of quick link places to get to the same place. So I'm going to dive in straight into the exercise library. Oh, it's going to make me log in now again, look, because we've been chatting for too long. Hang on.
Give us the full experience.
I know, the full experience.
From beginning to end.
There we go. Here's your login. Please say I've got the right one. Right, here we go. So onto your exercise library. So at the moment, we've got 53 exercises, but we are going to be growing these. We've had to start somewhere, and we've done all the exercises and things ourselves. So as the platform continues, more and more exercises will be added to this. So again, if you've got ideas of different types of exercises that you would like to see, then let me know, because I will go out and do them. So here's your entire library. So you can search by animal. You can also search by an exercise type if you wanted as well. So just for a little example, here's some of your back and pelvis exercises. Onto the canine, somebody mentioned, I think, like wobble cushions. So we've got 3 key wobble cushion exercises. Let's have a look. What else? So treat stretches. I'll show you some of the videos here. So what you would do then is you can click on them, and it'll show you your video. So everything comes with a video. So, like I said at the beginning, it's the lovely Jess Jones, who is a equine and canine physio, because I only treat horses. So she's helped me with the dogs. So you've got your exercise description down there, and you can create your own exercise. So, you'll possibly, although we've tried to cover a lot of the main areas with our exercises, there may be ways, you might prefer to do an exercise a certain way, because there are variations of how to perform the same kind of exercise. So if you wanted to add your own in, you can add your own in here. So let's just say it's a new exercise. In terms of links to videos, these need to be embedded YouTube links. So if you want to add your own video in, you need to have your videos on YouTube. And it's not just the YouTube link, it's specifically the embed link. But I am going to do a video on how to do that on the group at some point fairly soon. So you can select what type of stretch you want to do. You can add your own description in there. Oh, now which file have I been on now? Oh, here we go. So there you go. I'm just adding a logo file in there, but you can just add your own file in, and your exercise will be in the plan. I've just got to find it. Well, okay, so there we go.
So that's quite cool. So if you add a new exercise, are you adding it into your library, or are you adding it into a specific, like I'm creating a exercise program for Pluto and this goes on to Pluto's plan? Does it go into the library so you can use it again?
Yeah, you are adding this into your exercise library. So yeah, it's purely for you. Nobody else will be able to see it, and it's in your library. So you can go back and use that exercise again and again. You can edit it as much as you like.
Awesome. Amanda says this looks amazing. It is amazing, Amanda. I've played with this platform and it's so awesome.
Oh, thank you, because it's been like, you know, from a little idea in my brain. And then, so my husband being a software developer, I literally went to him and said, this is what I want to do. Can you build it? And the answer was yes. But oh my goodness, there is so much involved. Like it was a daunting process. There's so much to it than I ever would have imagined, which is why it's taken so long. But anyway, we're here. So when people tell me that they think it's amazing, honestly, that means so much to me, because it has been a huge work in progress.
Well done, Laura. Well done with sticking to it. In Women's Month, like, let's celebrate a woman who has created something awesome that we can all benefit from. So congratulations. So, okay, before you carry on, Laura, because there's so much more to show, right? Yeah. I want to ask you guys, like, ask her anything you want. Ask her, like, can this create a PDF? Can I email my vets? Ask the questions that are in your mind, so that she can show you and answer those while we're on here. Yeah, go for it. Okay, show us some more.
Okay, so I will now I've shown you that, but I'll sort of take you through the process if you like. So this is your profile. So that will just have all your details in from when you've subscribed, basically. And it's also where you can change your subscription. So, you know, if you want to upgrade or downgrade, or you want to, because at the moment you can subscribe to purely equine, purely canine, or both. So you can change anything on your subscription.
And so, I can have my own logo in there and everything, and my own branding?
Yes. So if we do have two versions. So we have the pro version and the free version. So the free version, of course, comes with, you know, restrictions. One of those restrictions being that you can't add your own branding on there. You do only get 25 plans a year with the free version. You can't create an exercise yourself, and you can't edit the pre-existing stock exercises. So the free version really is for those people that, you know, maybe work very part-time, but still want to be able to, you know, have access to a platform like this, but aren't going to get as much use out of it, you know, as someone who is working perhaps a lot more full-time and needs access to the full system.
Okay. Okay, so we have a great question. I was going to ask this. Is it available on mobile? Can I access it from my phone or my tablets or whatever I have on me in the field?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Great.
What I will say, at the moment, you do need to have a signal to use this, which I know can be difficult because we go out to some wild and wonderful places. We are in the process of making sure that this does have offline capabilities. But again, that is a very complicated thing. It is in the plan. It will happen, but you do need a signal at the moment to be able to use it.
Okay. Well, I think that's okay.
Right. So clients. So the first time you set people up, this will be the slightly time-consuming bit, just because you've got to input their information. But once you have them set up, it will be super easy. So let's say we will create a new person. Here we go. Oh, your title, got them in the wrong place, look. There we go. So we will just put at example. So when you're creating a new client, all you need, the only mandatory fields are the name and the email. We've got other fields here for you. If you wanted to be able to put in the entire addresses, if you wanted to keep all your information on here, you can do, but it's not necessary. We do have a tick box here because you are storing information. So, you know, obviously you just need to make sure that you've got permission to store their details. So you've created a client. Here she is. So we want to put some animals on for you. So we can add an animal. Let's add a horse. His name is Fred. Who knows? There we go. We've got Fred on there. Now this will update as soon as you refresh the page. It will update with the age, so your age will always be up to date.
That's cool.
Again, these fields aren't all necessary, but you can put them in as much as you want to.
Awesome.
So should we create a plan?
Please, Fred really needs some tail pulls.
Right, let's create a plan for Fred called Fred Really Needs Tail Pulls. So obviously you can put whatever you want for your plan name. There is an extra field if you wanted to add some more description in there, you can do. So we're going to create a plan. So let's see what we can find for good old Fred. So here we've got some, well, this is back and tail. So we have got the good old caudal tail pull. So we can add that.
Awesome.
Let's add, oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I don't know what's decided to happen there, which is just excellent, isn't it? Let me add one on down here. There we go. So we've added, let's say, we've just added some exercises in. We're going to continue to customize them. So this is where you get to make this plan bespoke. So on the Pro version, you can rename this if there is a way, you prefer to call these lateral tail pulls, let's say. You can call them that. If you don't like my description.
I definitely disagree with your description, yeah.
You can change it, you can add stuff onto it. And here
so this is really cool. So all of this is editable. Like I can basically create a program for Fred and then say, Fred, like for Fred, he kicks. So what you need to do is stand a little bit to the side or something, etc., etc. And I can just put that in for him, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's like if you just need to send the standard stuff, it's here. But if you want to adjust it, you can adjust it. So your hold time, times to repeat, and which sides, how many times per day, times per week. And then you can decide whether you want this exercise repeated like this until the next appointment or for a certain number of weeks.
Oh yeah, I have Whispering Equine says that she loves it so customizable. So what I would like to know is the video, like, can I change the video and add my own video in there?
You can. So
okay.
So although you've got the option of creating your own brand new exercise, or if the exercise that I've got there in stock is halfway there for you, but there's something you want to change, then you can go in and change it yourself. So you can edit the image here. You can change the image. So you could just replace it here. Let's give it another. There we go. Update. Return to the plan. And there you go. That's changed. So again, the YouTube here, you can see that is fully editable. But like I said with your videos, they do have to be YouTube videos. So it needs to be the embed link on that.
All right. So that's awesome. All right. So we have two more questions. Two questions here. So Carrie would like to know if there is something that says that like the exercises are not a substitute for veterinary care.
Well, just hang on a second, because let me see what I've put in here. So this is your preview. So I will answer that question just as we scroll down. But yes, as you can see here, this is what your plan will look like as you send it out to your client. Oh, I didn't click save on that, so sorry, that's my bad. You click save and those would have saved. So down here, I've got these stretch guidelines. So if you have, it'll adapt whether you've selected equine or canine. So you've got stretch guidelines here, some carrot stretch guidelines. So this is what we have here is the disclaimer, but I don't have in there that it shouldn't substitute veterinary care, but I shall add it in. Let me make a note.
That's a good idea. So is this section editable? Can I edit the disclaimer and the kind of, the little instructions that are at the end? Can I change those?
This isn't editable, but if people want it to be editable, I can ask the question. So that at the moment is set in stone, but I ask the developers.
Awesome, I like that. Then Barbara says, wow, this looks amazing, but presumably it's only in English. So what would the chances be of something like different languages being included, like German?
Again, it is in the pipeline. So we have thought about that as part of our next phase of development. We are in contact with a company who do website translations. So I can't give you a date for when that will happen, but it is on our radar.
Okay, that's quite exciting. But I also, because everything, like every field is editable, you can put your own descriptions in, right? You can edit the exercises in the library, put your own description in German, and then you have most of the document in the relevant language. It would just then be like this disclaimer and instructions at the bottom that are not.
Yeah, so there are ways around it, so it does work for you still at the moment. But yeah, we are going to work on making that slicker for you.
Okay, so Elsa actually just asked the same question. She's in Sweden and wonders how easy to replace the English with Swedish. So we've just answered that. We've just covered that. But essentially, it's in the pipelines, being like having the site translated. But at this point, you can actually edit each exercise, the description for each exercise, and translate that. And you could use Google Translate to make it quick and easy, and then just polish that because it generally needs some polishing, Google Translate. And then you have your, like, the relevant parts of your documents are then in the language that you want them to be. So I think that's a good way to work around it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question, if we can have a little question and submission. So once we've created a plan, are we able to send it to the vet as well as the client?
Yes. So the two options that you've got here are straight to email. So clicking this email plan will just whiz this exact plan as it looks straight over to your client. But the other thing you can do if you want is you can download the PDF version. So if you want to write in the body of the email when you're sending it to your client, the best way to do that is download the PDF and then send your own email with anything else that you've wanted to say in that email, which also means, you can then send that PDF to anybody else that you want to send it to.
Okay. All right, I'm going to skip this whispering equine question for a moment and come back to it. And then how do the clients access videos? Do you send a link, or are they hyperlinks in the document? So how does that actually look for the client? Can you show us a product that the client is looking at and how they access those videos?
Yeah, I can. You will just have to bear with me because I'll have to go. I had not prepared for that, so I'll just have to go into my emails to find one. Let me just think a second where they would be. Right.
Oh, I love this question, Amanda. I love that. We're going to put that up next. Let's just look at what the documents and the videos look like.
These. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me alter this email and then I can actually show you. I will email this to myself. And then you can see. Save. Right. Let's go back to, so you can see here, this is all happening in real time. I can find all the exercise plans that we've done for that client.
So while are all the exercise plans that you create for one client, will they all be listed there?
They will.
And if I next week want to just take this week's exercise plan and expand on it, can I just like hit copy or edit and then make some changes and send it again? Or do I create a new one? Of course you can. Okay.
Of course you can. Yeah. Right. So you can, I will show you that bit on the exercise plan section in a sec as well. So you can see I've actually pressed saved. So it has updated there. Right. I'm going to email this plan. I am going to come out of here. Let me just pop back.
Oh, you know, we might actually not see that share screen because you are sharing a web browser.
Oh, yes, of course.
So,
well, but I mean,
might have to see that. If you open this in PDF, does it just open it in a browser? If you click the open PDF, or does it open it as a PDF? We're going to have a share screen dilemma.
Yeah, we are. Basically, if you download it as a PDF, yeah, so you're not going to be able to see it. You can't see anything now, can you?
No.
So what I can do is I can copy and paste versions of these into the group afterwards.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. And we can see them in the chat. Yeah, especially it would be really cool if you could put the PDF in there and then we could look at what the PDF actually looks like on our own screens and get a feel for how it works. That's a great idea. Then you guys can interact with that PDF as well. Very cool. So okay, so that, Sarah, that will answer your question. You'll be able to see what it looks like. Amanda has a super cool question. So would there be a way to know if your owner had opened the link and maybe even can they click how many times they've performed the plan? And is there potentially a reward system for having performed their daily plan? So thinking of how PitPat works and you get a badge for having completed certain distances. Can the owner have an app that ticks they are on track till their next rehab appointment with you? That is such a cool idea because like gamifying stuff just adds that game mode and like awakens our competitive side and makes us want to like push ourselves. So okay,
I mean, so do you want a job? That's a brilliant idea. So no, at the moment.
No.
At the moment,
okay.
no.
So we don't know if they've opened it either. Like, have they even looked at their plan?
No. And, you know, I think that side of things, I mean, I would say is probably more to do with your relationship with your, you know, with your owner really, is to make sure that, you know, if you're sending them a plan, I would hope they're going to actually do some of the exercises. But, you know, these are all things that we can look into. I mean, yeah, the idea of having another kind of application that they can log into and, you know, track how they're doing things. I mean, that is a brilliant idea. That is almost another massive system to build. So definitely something that I would bear in mind, but again, not something that would happen overnight.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go on to kind of financial sides. Hold on, there might be one more thing. Okay, so Jennifer asked, does the client need to download the platform to access their plans if we do not download it and send it as a PDF? So no, right? That they get like a little PDF thing in their email.
Yeah, just it appears to them. They kind of have a formatted email, and again, I'll take some screenshots of these and post them, wherever you want me to post them. But I said you can there's a free trial on this platform, so go and do the free trial. You can have a play around and see everything for yourself. But yeah, the email has a link. They click the link and they basically see that plan preview that I showed you before. And same with the PDF, the link for the video, they can just copy and paste the link into their browsers.
Okay, perfect. So Whispering Equine, I am coming to you. I haven't forgotten you. I just want to, before we talk about actually paying for the program, I just want to talk about the program itself. So Barbara wants to know, can we also invoice them from this program? And that's a really good question, because on top of the exercise, like subscribing an exercise program or prescribing an exercise program, can we also send our invoices and do other things for our business from this program, from Equicantis?
You can't at the moment, but these are all things that are part of the next phases. So in terms of the next phases that we want to look at, the next part really is expanding the exercise plan offering into groundwork and pole work exercises. So there's going to be a different section that we're going to add in for that. Hopefully I've got something quite exciting in the pipeline for how to do some of the pole work exercises, but at the moment that's just I'm in chats with the developers about that. So just keep your eyes and ears open. We are then looking at integrating invoicing systems into it as well. And another phase will be building the note-taking system.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, these are both big things I mean, the additional exercise part shouldn't take too long, but building the note system again is going to take a bit of time. At least we do already have the platform set up, but there's a lot to consider for building how we want to take the notes. But the overall idea of Equicantis is that it is going to be like a one-stop shop almost for what you need for your business. So the exercise plans, integrating it to your accounting, and being able to take all your treatment notes as well. But if we were to wait to launch till we've done all of that, it would take a while. So we're phasing it out.
Okay, great. So let's talk about, can it be billed in our own national funds or dollars for those of us overseas or in other countries? So how does the billing work?
Oh, so we are using a payment gateway. We're using Stripe. So as soon as you go through the payment process, here we go. It converts. Stripe is brilliant. It converts everything for you. So as soon as you select what country you're in, it will convert it for you.
Oh, fabulous. Okay, great. That makes life easier. Does that answer your question? All right. Are there any other questions, guys? Because we've been going for a really long time, and we do need to wrap that up. But we first need to choose a winner, Laura. So would you like to pick someone? Can you see? I'm going to remove your screen there. There we go. So we have some really cool, we have quite a few entries.
So they will all be right at the beginning, won't they? Let's have a look.
Yes.
I'm going to have a little scroll because I think there was, I'll tell you one that I liked, because you and I spoke about this before we went online about the lateral tail shift. So I'm going to go with Whispering Equine Bodyworks.
Awesome! Congratulations. Please tell me what your name is, Whispering Equine Bodyworks. I'd love to know who you actually are, because I just follow your page. I love your content. I love to see your motivations. They're always something that uplift me when I'm doing my work on social media. So thank you for that. But tell me what your name is. I'd love to know who you are. And congratulations. So we'll get you guys in touch, Laura and Becky Denny. Becky will get you in touch with Laura, and then you can yeah, congratulations, 2-month subscription to Equicantis. For everyone else, go sign up for free. Check it out, give it a try, see what it feels like. And Laura, you have a group, right? A page where you're taking feedback and kind of interacting. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've just got the Facebook page, which is just Equicantis, but it's the group where we're having more discussion. So it's the Equicantis Network. So just search that on Facebook.
Okay, go join and check it out and be a part of that discussion. And I think, you know, for me, my favorite thing about, because I did your trial just before you guys launched, and my favorite thing was that when I said, I don't like this, you changed it. Like that was for me really amazing, because at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? If we're putting money into something and we're using it and making it a part of our lives, we want to be able to say, this isn't working for me. What can we do? And be able to have that conversation and get that feedback. So I really love that. And I'm sure you guys have had a feel of that as well now, just chatting to Laura about the platform. Like, she's open to ideas and to changes and to what's coming. And on that note, Sarah has another idea for you. So another idea would be to have specific muscles described that your exercise is targeting. So maybe like a cutaway diagram. So that's pretty cool, and potentially potentially another expansion that you could add to once you've done the other integrations, to say that how do we target, yeah, a little bit of anatomy, a little bit of owner anatomy, so they understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. I think that would be really, really cool. Yeah.
I say I've been making notes, so everything goes on the notepad.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has really been fun. Yeah, really go check out Equicantis. If you're using something else, if you're using a different platform, because there are other platforms, there are some great platforms, let us know what they are, because not everything works for everyone, and that's okay. So if you're looking at other options or using other methods, right? If you have your own YouTube channel and you create a PDF for your clients, let us know. Share that with us so we can also gain some inspiration. It's not always in our budget to subscribe to a whole platform. So having ideas, having tools to use is always really helpful. And guys, evidence-based practice, I want to know if you guys are thinking about research, if you guys are talking about research, tag us in, please. Like, tell your audience about it, tag us in. I want to know, I want to share it. We want to help you get more reach on those. And we will see you at the Vet Rehab Summit or in next week's Facebook Live. Have a great day, guys. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.